What if some of the most powerful foods for rebuilding your skin, strengthening your joints, and supporting your body's natural repair process? Before the clinic, before the serum, before the $300 jar of cream that promises to turn back time, there was a book. And in that book, lodged between genealogies and prophecies and laws about livestock, hiding in plain sight for 3,000 years, was something else entirely, a nutritional blueprint for the human body, for how it heals, for how it holds together, for how, when given what it was designed to receive, it rebuilds itself from the inside out. The protein is called collagen, from the Greek kolla, meaning glue, because that is what it is, the substance that holds every version of you together, your skin's firmness, your joints' ease, your gut's integrity, your bones' density. Collagen is the architecture of the body, and it is disappearing, starting now, starting today, without mercy, without announcement. The question is, what can stop it? Today, you'll discover the knowledge of how you could bring back this nutritional treasures. If you love biblical health, traditional remedies, and timeless wellness wisdom, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. The disappearing of collagen begins around when we are 25, not with a symptom you can name, not with a diagnosis, just quietly. Your body's collagen factories start running at a slightly lower output, 1% less per year. That sounds like almost nothing, until you do the math. By 40, you have lost roughly 15% of your peak collagen levels. The skin begins to loosen from the framework it once held so tightly. Joints start communicating their complaints. Recovery slows. By 50, 25 to 30% is gone. And for women, the mathematics become even more stark. In the first 5 years after menopause, falling estrogen triggers a collagen collapse of up to 30% more. In half a decade, the body can shed what took a lifetime to build. The wrinkles are not vanity. The sagging is not weakness. The aching joints, the slower healing, the skin that no longer holds the light the way it once did. These are the visible signs of a biological depletion that begins silently in your mid-20s and never stops, unless you give the body what it needs to fight back. In the 8th chapter of Deuteronomy, God describes the land he has prepared for his people, and he does it through food. A land with wheat and barley, vines and fig trees, pomegranates, olive oil and honey. This was not poetry chosen at random. Every single food in that verse is now recognized by nutritional science as possessing profound healing properties. This was provision. This was deliberate. This was a map to the body's own pharmacy. Jordan Rubin, known as America's biblical health coach and the New York Times best-selling author of The Maker's Diet, has built his life and his career on the intersection of these two worlds, the ancient wisdom of Scripture and the validation of modern science. He and Dr. Josh Axe, doctor of natural medicine and co-founder of Ancient Nutrition, have written this: when food is eaten in its biologically intended form, just as described in Scripture, the body receives nourishment, not inflammation. That is not a religious claim. It is a biological one. And at the center of that biological science is collagen. These are the 13 foods that feed it. 13 foods the ancient world knew by heart. 13 foods that modern science is finally learning to read. Food 1. Bone broth. The first food is the oldest. For at least 2,500 years, possibly far longer, human beings on every inhabited continent have simmered animal bones over low heat and drunk what came out. In Asia, it was medicine for the sick and for women after childbirth. In Europe, it was the foundational stock of every healing kitchen. In the ancient Middle East, it was simply how you cooked, slowly, fully, wasting nothing. They did not know what hydroxyproline was. They did not need to. They knew this liquid healed joints, helped digestion, and kept the elderly moving with more ease than the diet of their neighbors. Modern food science now tells us exactly why. Slow-simmered animal bones release collagen types 1, 2, and 3. They yield glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline, the precise amino acid trio the body requires to construct new collagen fibers. They release gelatin that coats the gut lining, calming the chronic inflammation that silently ages the body from the inside out. They deliver calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, the kind of mineral profile that pharmaceutical companies now charge a premium to replicate in pill form. It has been inside a pot since before the pyramids, and it costs almost nothing to make. Food 2. Wild-caught fish. He called them from their boats to follow him. He fed thousands with a handful of them. He appeared to his disciples after the resurrection, and the first thing he did was cook fish on a charcoal fire on the beach. Fish was not a side note in the biblical diet. It was the main event. Wild-caught fish, particularly salmon, sardines, and mackerel, carry what researchers now identify as type 1 marine collagen, the most bioavailable form known, and the form most structurally similar to the collagen in human skin. It arrives in the body already carrying glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline, ready to be absorbed, ready to signal the skin's fibroblasts to begin construction. But fish does something supplements cannot replicate. It also delivers omega-3 fatty acids that wrap themselves around every skin cell, strengthening the membrane, the very wall that keeps your skin hydrated, plump, and elastic from below. Marine collagen from fish has been studied consistently for its safety and effectiveness in slowing the aging process. Food 3. Eggs. Few foods are as unassuming as an egg. Few are as complete. Egg whites are among the richest dietary sources of proline, one of the primary amino acids required to construct collagen. The yolk provides glycine and leucine, more raw material for your skin's internal building crew. Together, they supply what your fibroblasts, the cells your skin depends on to produce fresh collagen, need to do their work with precision. Pair that egg with something rich in vitamin C, a handful of red bell peppers, a wedge of lemon over your greens, and you have activated the collagen synthesis pathway at multiple points simultaneously. You have essentially built the full production line in a single meal. The ancient world paired foods intuitively the way we pair them deliberately. They did not know the biochemistry. They simply found what worked and they ate it together. Food 4. Pomegranate. If any fruit carries both the weight of heaven and the attention of modern dermatology, it is the pomegranate. It adorned the robes of the high priest of Israel. It decorated the columns of Solomon's temple. It is among the 7 sacred species of the Promised Land listed in Deuteronomy 8:8. Its image appears on ancient coins, temple walls, and royal garments, wherever people wanted to signal abundance, healing, and life. They were not wrong. Pomegranate contains punicolagen and ellagic acid, compounds that are unique to this fruit and have been shown in research to significantly enhance fibroblast viability, proliferation, and collagen production in human skin. A double-blind study found that daily consumption of fermented pomegranate extract improves skin moisture, brightness, elasticity, and collagen density after just 8 weeks. But pomegranate does not stop at building collagen, it also defends it. Its phytochemicals actively inhibit the enzymes, collagenases, and metalloproteinases that your body produces in response to UV exposure, stress, and age, which would otherwise accelerate the breakdown of the collagen you have worked to build. The priests wore it on their hems, the temple was built with it as ornament, and science now validates what those builders already seemed to understand. This fruit was worth celebrating. Food 5. Citrus. Without vitamin C, collagen cannot be made. Full stop. Vitamin C is not a helpful bonus in the collagen production process. It is mandatory. It is the cofactor for the enzymes that add hydroxyl groups to proline and lysine, the chemical step that locks the collagen molecule into its triple helix structure and gives it the strength to hold your body together. Without it, the helix fails. The structure collapses. Historically, this failure had a name: scurvy, and it killed sailors who went without fruit for months at sea. Research has confirmed that vitamin C increases collagen production up to 8 times in human skin fibroblasts, and a 2025 study in the Journal of Investigative Dermatology found that the threshold is surprisingly modest. Eating 2 kiwis per day was enough to directly influence collagen production and visible skin renewal. 2 kiwis. That is the cost of this particular intervention. Citrus fruits, kiwis, strawberries, and red bell peppers are your richest dietary sources, and the ancient world, with its abundance of citrus groves in the Mediterranean and Middle Eastern regions, was never short of them. Food 6. Garlic. In Numbers. Chapter 11. The Israelites wandering in the desert remember, with real longing, the food they left behind in Egypt. Among the things they miss is garlic, not wheat, not meat, garlic. This is telling, because garlic was the functional medicine of the ancient world, prized in Egypt, used in Mesopotamia, studied by Hippocrates, and now proven by modern phytochemistry to be one of the most complex healing foods on Earth. Garlic contains sulfur compounds, most notably allicin, that the body uses in the synthesis of collagen. Sulfur is a literal structural component of collagen's amino acids, and dietary sulfur from garlic supports the entire production chain. Its antioxidants neutralize the free radicals that fragment and destroy existing collagen fibers, reducing premature aging at its molecular source. Eat it raw. Crush it and let it rest before cooking to maximize allicin release, and eat it often. The Israelites who missed it in the desert were onto something their bodies knew instinctively, even when their minds were focused elsewhere. Food 7. Dark leafy greens. This is what Daniel chose. In the first chapter of the book of Daniel, a young man refuses the king's rich food. He asks instead for vegetables and water. His companions do the same. After 10 days, only 10 days, they appear healthier and better nourished than every other young man who ate the royal food. The king's own official confirms it. This was not coincidence. This was biochemistry, witnessed 3,000 years before the word existed. Dark leafy greens, kale, spinach, arugula, collards, Swiss chard, contain chlorophyll, which research suggests may support pro-collagen production in skin cells. They flood the body with antioxidants that protect existing collagen fibers from UV damage and free radical destruction. They deliver vitamin C, folate, zinc, all cofactors for collagen synthesis. They are, gram for gram, among the most nutritionally dense foods that exist on Earth. Daniel knew. He simply knew. Food 8. Berries. The colors are not decoration. They are function. The deep blues and purples of blueberries and blackberries, the brilliant red of strawberries. These pigments are anthocyanins, among the most powerful antioxidants found in any food on Earth, and their primary role in the context of collagen is defense. They do not just build collagen, they guard it. They neutralize the free radicals generated by stress, pollution, UV exposure, and the ordinary burning of oxygen in your cells that would otherwise attack and fragment existing collagen fibers. Strawberries in particular bring exceptional levels of vitamin C, providing direct fuel for new collagen synthesis at the same time they protect what already exists. These are foods of abundance, foods of harvest, foods that wild communities gathered from the edges of forests and riverbanks for millennia, not knowing the molecular name for what they were protecting, only knowing that people who ate them lived and looked and moved differently than those who did not. Food 9. Chicken. The ancient world did not eat the way we eat now. They ate the whole bird, the skin, the cartilage, the feet. Every part that the modern food industry discards was consumed deliberately, and in those discarded parts lies something most people are paying significant money to buy back in supplement form. Chicken cartilage is exceptionally high in collagen peptides. It is, in fact, one of the primary sources from which commercial collagen supplements are derived. Bone in chicken, thighs, drumsticks, chicken feet simmered into broth, delivers glycine and proline directly to the fibroblasts that produce collagen in the skin and connective tissue. The clean animals of Leviticus, consumed in their fullness, provided a comprehensive nutritional matrix that the modern diet has systematically stripped out. To rebuild that matrix, we begin by relearning how to eat the whole animal. Food 10. Olive oil. Olive oil anointed kings. It fueled the eternal flame of the temple. It healed wounds in the story of the Good Samaritan. It is listed among God's provisions in Deuteronomy 8:8. In almost every reference to healing and abundance in the ancient Near East, olive oil is present. Extra virgin olive oil is among the richest dietary sources of vitamin E and polyphenols, antioxidants that shield collagen fibers from oxidative assault. Its oleic acid is absorbed into the membranes of skin cells, maintaining the hydration and elasticity that new collagen provides. Anti-aging researchers rank olive oil among the cornerstone foods for skin longevity, and it has held that position for 3 millennia. Food 11. Red bell peppers. Ounce for ounce, red bell peppers contain more vitamin C than oranges. They also carry capsaicin and beta-carotene, carotenoid antioxidants that provide a secondary layer of protection against the UV-induced collagen breakdown that accounts for much of visible skin aging. For the collagen production pathway, they are among the most potent plant foods available. Their vivid color not a coincidence but a signal. In nutritional science, pigment is almost always a proxy for function. When food is that red, that bold, that saturated, it is telling you something. Listen, food. 12. Legumes and beans. The most dramatic meal in Scripture may also be the most instructive one. A bowl of red lentil stew, humble enough that Esau sold his birthright for it. Lentils and legumes were the foundation of the ancient diet, eaten across every culture and every century of human civilization. And they contain something the body urgently needs for collagen to do its work: zinc and copper. Zinc activates the enzymes that synthesize and repair collagen fibers. Copper is essential for cross-linking those fibers, the process that gives collagen its tensile strength, its ability to stretch without tearing. Without adequate copper and zinc, collagen can be produced in quantity and still fail structurally. Legumes were not considered glamorous in the ancient world. They were considered essential. The science agrees. Food 13. Raw. Honey. Pleasant words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. Proverbs 16:24. This was not merely metaphor. Honey in the ancient world was functional medicine, not a sweetener, not an indulgence. It was among the most prized healing substances available, appearing throughout Scripture as a sign of abundance and divine provision. A land flowing with milk and honey, the very promise. Raw, unprocessed honey is a complex biochemical matrix. Enzymes, antioxidants, minerals, antimicrobial compounds, phytonutrients. Its antioxidants neutralize the free radicals that attack collagen. And unlike refined sugar, which actively destroys collagen through a process called glycation, where sugar molecules bind to collagen fibers and make them brittle, raw honey delivers sweetness without triggering the inflammatory cascade that accelerates aging. Natural health researchers like Jordan Rubin have been specific about this distinction. Honey was designed not as a treat but as a tool. The bees knew it, the ancients knew it, and the body recognizes it still. The list is over, but here is where we owe you honesty. Because in 2025, a meta-analysis published in the American Journal of Medicine examined 23 randomized controlled trials involving nearly 1,500 participants. And when the researchers stripped out the industry-funded studies, the ones paid for by companies with a financial interest in the outcome, what remained was this: no significant evidence that collagen supplements alone improve skin hydration, elasticity, or wrinkles. The billion-dollar supplement industry does not always match its promises. But here is also this: the same meta-analysis, and every mainstream dermatologist involved in this research consistently endorsed the same conclusion about whole foods, not supplements, foods. A healthy dietary pattern provides your body with the nutrients necessary to build its own collagen, said Dr. Nisreen Mustafa, dermatologist. And in November 2025, a landmark study published in Nature's NPJ Aging Journal found that the right ratio of collagen amino acids, glycine, proline, hydroxyproline, in the same ratio found in whole food sources, reduced biological age by 1.4 years within 6 months, and improved visible skin features within 3 months. The active ingredients were not patented, they were not invented, they were amino acids. Amino acids found in bone broth, in fish, in eggs, in chicken, foods that cost almost nothing, foods the ancient world ate every day. 13 foods, not 13 prescriptions, not 13 procedures, 13 foods that cost less than a single office visit and have been nourishing the human body for longer than any clinic, any serum, any product has existed. Bone broth, simmered from bones the way our ancestors did for 25 centuries, releasing the collagen and amino acids the body knows how to use. Wild fish, delivering type 1 marine collagen, bioavailable and structurally precise, along with the omega-3s that fortify every cell membrane. Eggs, providing proline and glycine, the raw material of the collagen chain. Pomegranate, protecting collagen from destruction while simultaneously stimulating new production. Citrus, supplying the vitamin C without which no collagen can be properly assembled. Garlic, offering its sulfur for the structural integrity of the amino acids themselves. Dark leafy greens, defending existing collagen from UV assault and free radical damage. Berries, guarding the collagen you already have with anthocyanins that neutralize the molecules that would fragment it. Chicken, providing cartilage and connective tissue, the concentrated matrix of collagen peptides that most people are now paying supplement companies to replicate. Olive oil, delivering vitamin E and polyphenols that protect collagen fibers at the cellular membrane level. Red bell peppers, more vitamin C than an orange, plus carotenoids that shield the skin from UV-driven collagen degradation. Legumes, supplying the zinc and copper without which the collagen you produce cannot be cross-linked and strengthened. And honey, raw, ancient, complex, the sweetness that heals rather than destroys. Natural health researchers who have spent decades at the intersection of scripture and science come to the same conclusion, arrived at from two very different directions. The body was designed, it was designed thoughtfully, and it was provided for through the land, through the water, through the fruit and the animal, and the golden press of the olive. That is not a religious claim, it is a biological one, and the laboratory data is beginning to agree with the ancient text. The body is not fragile. Despite every advertisement that suggests otherwise, despite every anti-aging product that profits from your fear of the mirror, the body was not designed to deteriorate helplessly. It was built to regenerate, built to rebuild. Given what it needs, it is capable of extraordinary things. What it needs is not new. It has been in the ground, in the water, in the flesh of clean animals, in the oil of pressed olives, in the seeds of opened fruit for thousands of years. The ancient world did not stumble into it by accident. They were told, they were shown. The land itself was the prescription, and perhaps in the middle of a world selling you 1,000 solutions, the most radical act available to you is simply this. Go back to the table that was set before you were born. Eat from it. Trust it. Let the body do what the body was built to do. The answer was written down a very long time ago.